How you guys? This morning, every piece of paper I picked up, because I write notes all the time and they're scattered around, and I put them in piles and think I'll do something with those eventually. And this apparently is what I do with them. I mean, I've been doing this since forever. And today it was all on a theme of not knowing. Not knowing. And then I wrote down, like, as a kid, my mother, if I asked her for something in a store, or, if we could go do something, a certain plan I wanted, or if I wanted to ride somewhere, and instead of saying no, sometimes she said, "We'll see." And that always meant no, but it was sort of how to get out of the situation. We'll see, ... ellipsis, to be continued. And it was her way of sort of, she was very combative. There were times when, I had no doubt about what she felt a lot of the time, but there was this sort of not wanting me to know. So maybe it goes way back, and it does. In fact, when you're born into a family, you've got a lot of catching up to do, because, you've got to suss it out. What's the situation, and what are the dynamics? And it's like Game of Thrones, or, often it's a confusing, most families are pretty nuanced and confusing, it seems to me. Even the ones that are apparently very straightforward. So the baby comes in and sort of, to survive right away, has to try to figure at least a little bit out. Where do I get, who's going to feed me? Where do I get my, what are when people are yelling at each other, so trying to discover the backstory when you come into a situation and you don't know what's going on. And then there's this business about being kept ignorant. I wrote down, if you have to ask, because people say that as an expression meaning if you have to ask, the answer isn't good. The answer is probably no. We'll see, something like that. Then I wrote down, I think that there's going to be a culling of relationships going forward in Libra season, about relationship. Is it fair? Is it balanced? Is this equal that? Is it skewed like this? Is it skewed like that? Does it never settle? Is it somehow a scale that never... Because in a way, that's true to life. It's always being balanced out. You can maintain a certain balance, but it doesn't stay that way. This is life, not... She's getting ready to wag her tail into the candle. Sorry, that's Rue. So, I was thinking about relationships that I am inclined to spit out at this point as being nothing, chew on it as long as you want. It's gristle, it's sinew. There's nothing here that nourishes. And the kind of no-go, no room for negotiation, really, is a situation that has, this is what I wrote down, no touch, no talk, no honesty, no depth, no connection. Which I think is pretty good list. And so if you flip it, what am I looking for? What are we looking for? What is anybody, I think, looking for in a relationship? Touch, talk, honesty, depth, connection. It's a tall order, and it's always being negotiated, recalibrated. Is it enough? Is it fair and equal now? And if so, great. And if not, how do we recalibrate? But with the no talk, no touch, blah, 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 I was hearing the Talking Heads lyrics, well, how did we get here? Letting the days go by. Great song, Talking Heads. Well, how did we get... So that's, it seems to me that's the question. And how do we live in a world where there's more not knowing than knowing? We're always kind of walking into the unknown, it seems to me. Four of Swords. Well, there's some healing to do around the idea of knowing. Sword energy. I know it, I can speak it, I understand it. This is like taking a time out in a protected place in this nest, away from all the questions unanswered. But when you're in the protective nest, you may be hiding from the relationships that are unsatisfying that way. No touch, no talk, etc. But when you're in the nest recovering, there's also no touch, no talk, no blah, blah, blah. Because you're in a degree of retreat. Somebody is. And there are thorns protecting them, as well as the nest where they're gestating. The nest is constructed at least partially by these thorns. Keeping out anybody who would, it's really a no talk, no touch situation. And that's, as I read it back over, that's, what's his name? Dog Whisperer? Caesar Milan? When you're walking through the pack of dogs that don't know you, the pack, they know each other, there's a certain dynamic. You come into it, just walk into the pack, they don't know you. The advice from Dog Whisperer is no touch, no talk. Don't engage, in a complicated dynamic before you know what you're getting into. And that's a little bit like the baby being born into the family. Goo, 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 da, da, da. a lot of musical, we've got a musical going on here. Soundtrack. Okay, King of Swords. In that same sword energy is Four of Swords. This is somebody who, King of Swords, known for being a bit removed and cold. A bit removed. It's a sword energy. It's about clarity and communication, but that's this person's strength and their weakness. They have to heal something around, words that were spoken. And there's this heart there. It seems to me, principally questions about love. And the King of Swords is trying to get out of a situation in order to understand and heal themselves, I think. And so they're not only standing back, they're standoffish. It's like, don't talk to me right now. I'm in retreat. I'm busy healing. What are you healing from, King of Swords? He knows what he's healing from, but he's not gonna talk about it, at least not right now. That's really interesting. I saw this in the pre-shuffle, the world card. And it looks suspiciously to me like the nest. There's that circle. And it's healing perhaps to be able to close out a cycle, to know enough to be able to let something go and move on. In Capricorn energy, needing the strength to free yourself. Enter into a new life. Because you're healed now, almost. Under 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords. Man, a lot of sword energy here. That's the decision. And this person, this sword energy person, is being, the guides are trying to free them from their mental impasse. They just overthink, they do. And I think the guides have sort of let them be in a timeout. There's some healing to do before we can move on to the next thing. A card of Capricorn, a card of hard work, earth energy. There's something I'm willing to face. Under King of Swords, we get this pair again and again. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles has her eyes shut in this one and is blinded in this one. And it's really interesting because the other thing I was thinking about this morning, and I'd forgotten all about it by the time I sat down, was all these blind references. Being blindsided. That's the one I remember the best. And it might be if Queen of Pentacles was blindsided, perhaps by this person, it was like there was a decision that needed to be made, but she didn't know, she didn't have the information. Sword energy. Nobody talked to her, nobody told her. That other person, King of Swords, needed to be, like in solitary confinement almost, in order to figure something out. And it really is confinement because of these thorns. They may have been prickly and said things to get space. Don't talk to me right now. I'm not going to talk to you. The lines of communication, at least for now, see, they're broken. They're flapping in the background. And there is that bird there. A bird, a bat, an owl. I mean, King of Swords is very smart and analytical. Queen of Pentacles, not so much analytical, grounded in their own life, authentic and real, and not willing to expend time or energy. They're going to look away from, because on the board, this character is looking away from the crossroads, the impasse, maybe somebody who shut her out. And I think they had to in order to heal, but they didn't explain it. All those, what did I say? All the unknowing, being blindsided, not knowing the situation you're walking into. Nobody's giving you information about that. So how are you how likely are you to, is this Queen of Pentacles person to walk into if there's an impasse around knowing, she's looking away. I think it doesn't, she's left not grounded or questioning sword energy. What is it that I'm not seeing? What is the missing bit of information? What is the missing bit of information for this Queen of Pentacles? She could be a Capricorn. That's world energy. That's the card. In Major Arcana, Devil card and world both signify Capricorn. Well, Queen of Pentacles is known for a certain degree of, it's a card of earth signs, you know, taking things step by step by step. Capricorn in that world energy certainly would do that. Not skipping a step. But it also shows somebody walking away. You know, they may be walking away from something in order to live in their own stability. You know, they don't want to live in this crazy, agitated, I don't get it place, particularly if they feel like somebody's putting them there on purpose. And I think this King of Swords, in fact, is trying to heal, but they didn't explain it. And maybe they couldn't. What's the block? Two of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't have enough information to make a decision. She's just like turning toward her own life. Step by step by step, I live my life. I'm not going to live in a place of unknown. I know myself. I'm authentic, I'm reliable. We're just getting a lot of bird noise from outside. It was one, and Rue is fascinated. She's like, and I don't know. I don't know what that was. This is also on Two of Swords, that place of not knowing. You know, this person is reflecting on something, trying to figure it out. But again, the blindfold. You know, and how long will I sit here reflecting on the questions that nobody's answering? It puts me in this kind of mental trap where I can't move forward. But guess what? I can move forward in my own life. It's almost like I don't, you know, it's a bit like I don't need to try to figure out what you're doing anymore. I spent a long time investing and, you know, caring about this. Wanting somebody or being willing to have somebody come into my life, you know, in an authentic way. What was it? No touch, no talk, no honesty, no depth, no connection. I mean, this is a place of no connection. And also no talk. And also no touch. You know, don't touch me, don't talk to me, I'm busy healing. Which is a legit, you know, that it is what it is. I don't like that expression, but sometimes that's the truth. But I think Queen of Pentacles is determined in that Capricorn way, not to stay stuck. I go on with my life step by step by step. That's really Capricorn. I'll work on it. I'll work on freeing myself, slowly but surely. Tower. Well, that isn't slowly but surely. That's sudden and explosive, and in terms of feelings, it's something that changes everything. Card of Scorpio. It may be that when this Queen of Pentacles, who is met with this impasse that they can't figure out, they can think about it till the cows come home. These birds are trying to deliver the message. And maybe to free this person from overthinking, because they're bound. They're bound up. They're in a place of can't move forward. Because they didn't have enough information. So they're just looking away from that. I'm not going to think about that anymore. It's not worthy of my time or attention. I'm going to slowly move on, step by step by step, into something real and authentic. Honesty, depth, etc. Communication, touch. Because King of Swords is known in a way for being cold. They're analytical. They're one step removed. And when Queen of Pentacles walks away, I think it creates this kind of tower moment for a King of Swords. Suddenly the feelings, Scorpio energy, just explode. This can be an epiphany. They explode the paradigm that this person was maybe exploded the reserve. As she walked away, she, he, they, the earth sign person, the grounded person, walked away. It blew this person's mind, their mind, sword energy. I think they thought they had it all sewn up. That they could keep this person kind of bound to them by not telling them something. And when it didn't work, it blew their mind. It blew their mind. It blew on the Four of Swords. There's something healing going on here, though. This person is healing and incommunicative because they're really trying to figure out what they feel. Cups energy. And they were trying to heal perhaps their chronic indecision. I don't know what I feel. I'm getting the idea that this person was protecting themselves by being in a place of indecision about, I don't know. The only way I can figure it out is to be out of connection. It's too confusing to me, this love business. So many options. I can't choose. I don't know what I feel. Seven of Cups, Four of Swords, King of Swords. But they may know, they may be getting an inkling that this person is, there's a door, a big karmic door. This is sort of like the Lord of Karma. Everything we do and don't do and the consequences of that in our life, earth energy. And Four of Swords is not staying in the nest. It's hurry up and hatch kind of energy. Come into the world, perhaps with a new understanding of what it is you feel. That somehow this person was almost numb in the aftermath of, they had to heal the way they communicated, the way they understood things, the way they processed information. That's a tall order. But while they were working it out and healing, the other person, Queen of Pentacles, was left, bound up in some way and maybe attached to this, unable to move on because they didn't understand. And I think at a certain point, after a lot of time had passed, Pentacles energy, they looked away. They just figured, we're never going to know. They don't know what the other person thinks, and the other person doesn't know what they feel, what they themselves feel. And perhaps now they've been in isolation. When they come out of this Four of Swords healing place, they still don't know. Okay? On World card, there's a big cycle closing out, and something is being born. I think this King of Pentacles may have discovered, that it's time to move on to the next phase, that they're healed enough, that none of us understands love. We have to kind of participate in it without understanding it. And we have to feel our way through it. And maybe Queen of Pentacles needs to learn about that too. Because she's, yeah. So tell me about the Tower world. I mean, something's released. Somebody's mind is blown. They have some kind of epiphany when this Queen of Pentacles exits their life. Maybe Queen of Pentacles offered a lot of support in her own way, even though she didn't understand the relationship or the situation. And when she withdrew her energy, she walked slowly but sure. I mean, they had a lot of time to figure this out. As far as she was concerned, I had to know this by, what was it? If you have to ask, the answer is probably no. She had a lot of questions that weren't answered. She reflected on it a long time. And I think her guides were trying to free her from this place of impasse, this crossroads. And they just said, turn to your own life and move forward. This person is busy healing and discovering what they feel. And there is a breakthrough for them. Tell me about the breakthrough. I mean, this is a kind of breaking out of the old paradigm, having the epiphany, having your mind blown. What's the breakthrough? Tower, world. This new, entering into a whole new phase. What does that mean for this King of Swords? What's happening? Bottom of the deck. Eight of Cups. The Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups. All about feelings. They're leaving some situation. They're closing something out so they can move on. They're walking away so that they can move on in the realm of feelings. Tower energy, Scorpio energy, and now we have hangman. That place of no movement till you process your feelings, till you figure it out, till you heal. You can't even know what the next step is until you do that. The whole new phase for them is, it appears to be closing a cycle out and moving forward, but there is this suspension, awaiting enlightenment. And I think they really get it, like all in a flash. This epiphany, boom, it hits them, what they feel. Queen of Wands. I mean, this is a very independent, creative energy of somebody who can, pull stuff toward them. Again, the cycle closing out and somebody moving on. Where did she go? Yeah, Eight of Cups. Okay, tell us about the Queen of Wands. I think Queen of Pentacles is getting more fired up and tapped into her own intuition about the need to close out the cycle and walk away. I've done it all. I've done it, I've tried, I've done it, in Wands energy. And now I know the direction, and it's to close out the cycle. I'm feeling empowered now. And the further away, it makes me kind of sad, the further away I get from it, the further away I get from this crossroads impasse of not knowing, of being held captive by questions that weren't answered. Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups. It's like I'm not hanging out forever in a state of confusion and unknowing. I'm going to move on. I'm going to find love. I'm going to close out the cycle and manifest another connection. And I think King of Swords understands that now. And they've processed what they feel, and they've healed their indecision, their kind of inability to even understand feelings at all. They had to be hung up and suspended until they got it. And now they've got it. And it blows their mind. And they may intuit that she's empowered now to walk away. I'm not sure. Tell me about this walking. I mean, is she closing out the cycle? She's definitely blowing up the paradigm. What's the paradigm? The tower, something that wasn't big enough to hold the feelings that Queen of Pentacles had. I think King of Swords may have blown up he had his mind blown somehow. That's a lesson. That's learning something that breaches the gap. It's almost like the synapse suddenly firing to breach the gap, to, it's this chain. This step leads to that step, leads to all this walking away business. Breaches the gap, like this is right over the impasse. It comes right next to Two of Swords, Eight of Swords. Some new bit of it. She gets some bit of information that liberates her. Somebody sends a message, or she suddenly understands it. And so does King of Swords, understands it. And she's walking away. Tell us about Page of Swords. The new idea, the bright idea, the sudden desire to say something. And it may be too small because she's walking away. Like you don't send a text message when it's dawning on you. Now that you've had your healing time to heal what you feel, now it's dawning on this King of Swords. I need to communicate. Because pages are young energy. This person has to learn how to communicate. If they want connection, if they want to understand love, they need to begin. Page of Swords energy. It's almost like say something, say anything, even if you don't have the answers, begin the conversation. Knight of Wands. This person's very passionate. They really want to move forward. And they're somehow going to say something or understand something that breaches the gap and allows for fast forward movement. I think, too, this newfound power in this feminine, the receptive one, they've gotten the information they need in order to move forward. And they're going from Knight of Wands, I get it, and I'm going to do something with it energy. And I think what they do is close it out. Well, could be wrong. Four of Wands. This is a card of reunion. This is heading in the direction of the other person. What I'm going to do is head that way, that away. And I think it's like, I get it. She went that away. And I better get on my fire pony and ride. And say something. This person finds it very hard to put things into words. but their intent really is to come into some kind of union. I think this is the last card. Well, in the future. They think they'll be able to manifest this in the future. In the near future. The ships are coming in. And they're fired up. And they intuitively know somehow that they'll get there, but they have to get on their pony and ride. I think they think, or they intuit, that this queen will wait for them. That they'll get there, that they'll, like they get it now, they'll know what to say, they'll move toward her, with all deliberate speed. Because they figured it out. I need to catch up. She's moving away. So that, this could be in the future for these two. There could be a reunion in the future. But I think if this person really is passionate, and they appear to be passionate about this, it's definitely, I'll do it. But I'm still not saying very much. And maybe that's been the trouble all along. There's been overthinking, there's been bad communication, there's been... Well, it's like they haven't met all the criteria yet, because there's talk, but it's like baby talk. Page of Swords. It's tell me about the baby. Well, we had that the other day, small talk, baby talk. I love you. A few days ago, that's what was happening. So in the future, they're hung up processing their feelings. They've just closed out some kind of major cycle. And meanwhile, they left somebody else kind of suspended. About what they feel. They feel a whole lot. They feel 10 of Cups. They feel some kind of way about this. And whatever else you can say, their heart is full. They love this person. They don't know how to put it into words. It's expansive. It's big. They're like, I don't even know how to begin. Well, you begin at the beginning, Page of Swords. And you somehow find the ability to express in words the drive, the passion, the import of this relationship. If you want it in your life, if you want to manifest it, this union, this is what you feel. And there's another card of reunion, 3 of Cups. May start out as friendship because it is new. That's the first thing we'll talk about. What are the terms of the friendship? And it seems to me they're the same terms. Talk, touch, honesty, depth, connection. Facing the future, 3 of Wands together. arms linked, in each other's company, in each other's, the warmth of this connection. Three and three is 6. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands is Lovers, is 10 of Cups. I think there's great potential here. I really do. But there's a lot to clear up. And, maybe the information will come out a little at a time. There's a lot of passion and drive behind it and a desire to do it. I think that's it, right? That's it. We have on the board Capricorn in World card, Pisces in Hangman, Scorpio in the Tower. That's it. Reunion, friendship, and the potential for that implicit Lover's card. But it will depend on whether these two can face the future together. Whether they have the wherewithal to manifest this 3 of Wands into their connection, 3 of Cups. And then it might be like we'll see where it will go. Because we're on the path, and we're on the path to this. Friendship first. Manifest that first. Because after all this sword energy, kept in the dark, bad communication, blindsided, no touch, no talk, just a lot of cold, analytical energy. The feelings go boom. They go boom. They go boom. They go boom. Okay, they go boom. Another long one. Apologies. If you liked it, please do this. If you want to subscribe, do that. It's down below. It's a button. If you hit it, it'll show bells that will notify you when I upload, if you care to be notified. You've got a choice about it. If you want to see when I've uploaded something new. And regardless, I'll be here pumping these out almost every day, as best I can. All right, love you. See you later.